What is going on, Cardano Nation? Welcome back to the official Dapp Central YouTube channel. My name is Fareed, and as always, we are going to be talking about some of the latest developments within the Cardano ecosystem. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as a part of today's video, we're first going to kick things off by talking about some of the general developments within Cardano, which include a brief TVL update, as well as a review of the top traded tokens and unique account growth across some of the top dApps in the Cardano ecosystem. Following that, I want to briefly highlight a recent Twitter space that just took place surrounding the contingent staking debate and who was actually able to participate. Now, after that, I want to talk a little bit about Plutus Art, which is going to be a brand new NFT marketplace giving competition to JPEG.store. And then closer towards the end of this video, I want to talk about Cornucopias and their newly announced Binance Smart Chain token farm, which has just kicked off. Now, in closing, we're going to wrap up by discussing and reviewing some educational videos surrounding different order types that will be supported on the AXO Trade website or the AXO Trade platform. Now, as always, if it's your guys' first time stopping by the channel here, my goal is to provide everyone within the Cardano ecosystem with the latest news, tutorials, and reviews surrounding the top projects. If you guys would like to support me on my mission to educate the broader Cardano community, then consider delegating with the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Thank you very much. And with the introduction out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into our very first topic for today. Now, I know that I've been covering the TVL here pretty closely over the course of the last few videos, but that's because we are almost at an all-time high in terms of the total amount of ADA currently locked on the network. Now, its USD valuation is not necessarily at an all-time high, but I do want to make sure to be in tune as we begin to break and essentially set that all-time high. Now, with that said, as a part of my prior videos, we've noted that the Minswap DEX has been holding #1 for quite a while, and they still are holding #1. However, we are starting to see their dominance begin to wane. So they're now at a dominance of 33%, whereas over the course of the last month, it was anywhere between 40 to 45%. Now, if you're wondering who's actually eating into this market share, that is none other than the Indigo Protocol, the Wing Riders DEX, and the Jet stablecoin, which officially launched on January 31st of this year. Now, I do have a full dedicated video highlighting Jet and exactly how it can be used. But if you're not aware, it's basically going to be a new stablecoin that has just popped into our ecosystem. Next to that, we are also seeing an increase in terms of TVL by the Muesli Swap DEX, Sunday Swap, and Liquid. Now, I've got to give a shout out to the Liquid team here, given that they did have a rough start at the beginning of February. However, since then, they've done an amazing job of rebounding with now more than over $7.4 million USD locked into their platform. So it says here the largest growth in TVL is Liquid Finance with a 38% growth. And as I mentioned, they're now handling more than $7.4 million in terms of USD. Right behind them, we've got Optum Finance, Lending Pond, AADA Finance, and Fluid Token, which is the only platform that has actually reduced their TVL over the course of the last few days. Now, if I jump over into the next topic for today, we are going to be highlighting the top traded tokens within the Cardano ecosystem. And so coming in at #1, and this has been really interesting for me to note because even though this project has gotten a lot of FUD in the past, they are constantly coming in at #1 in terms of the 24-hour trading volume on this particular chart. So that's going to be none other than the MELD token. Now, if you guys are not familiar with MELD, they're going to be a lending and DeFi platform built on Cardano, and they're actually undergoing their testnet right now, and I've done a pretty good job of covering them. So if you guys are looking to find out more about what MELD is doing, then make sure to check out my playlist, which I'll leave a link to down below. Coming in at #2 with over $800,000 being traded is going to be the Minswap token. Now, this also does not surprise me given the fact that Minswap does have the highest TVL, and I would personally say the most user-friendly DEX right now, again, with the second runner-up being the Wing Riders DEX. Now, that doesn't mean that that can't change over the course of the next few months. Coming in at number 3, we've got the World Mobile Token, or the WMT token, with almost $500,000 in terms of trading volume over the course of the last 24 hours. Now, this team has been building on Cardano for quite a while, and they are one of the favorite projects amongst the general populace, or the general population, I should say, within Cardano. And that is for a reason. This team continues to deliver. And if I'm not mistaken, they just landed their first B2C customer, or business to customer partner in the Zanzibar region. Now, on top of that, they've also released their EarthNode NFTs, which have done a tremendous job on the secondary marketplace. And they are also going to be releasing their AYA white paper over the course of the next few days. As that white paper becomes available, you can definitely bet that I'm going to have a fully dedicated video highlighting exactly what this means for the future of EarthNode operators and the World Mobile project as a whole. Coming in at number 4, we've got the JED stablecoin. Now, this value is a lot less than the top 3, with only about $136,000 being traded in the last 24 hours. And then right below them, we've got Revuto, NMKR, KubeCoin, Ego, Charlie, and AADA Finance. That is going to do it for the second topic for today. Moving right along in terms of general Cardano updates, we've got the unique account growth on Cardano specific dApps, coming in at number 1 with 94 accounts. And so keep in mind here that this is based off of the percentage, not necessarily the value amount of accounts, right? So because we are only getting 94 accounts here, that actually is a lower number than the 625 that we have here right below. However, in terms of account growth for this specific dApp, that is an increase of about 3,700%. Now, this is going to be for the Crypto Raggies Marketplace, which I personally have not heard of. Again, it's not to FUD them. I just have not honestly heard of them. Right below them, we've got Epoch Art, which is another marketplace. I have heard of this one, and they've got an increase of over 158% with 625 new accounts interacting with the platform. And then coming in at number 3, which is an interesting player here, which is going to be the Ineta BTC platform, which is going to be a DeFi platform allowing you to wrap and trade Bitcoin on Ergo, and I believe Cardano as well. We've already seen them launch on the testnet for the other blockchain, but they should now be launching their testnet v1.2 on Cardano very soon. And as soon as they do that, again, you guys can definitely bet that I'm going to have a tutorial highlighting how you guys can go ahead and take advantage of this platform if you're looking to get price exposure to Bitcoin on Cardano. Now, keep in mind that this is going to be a wrapped version of Bitcoin because Bitcoin is not native to the Cardano ecosystem, similar to what we have with the Indigo platform, which gives you access to synthetic assets, which in that case is called IBTC. Again, it's not the actual Bitcoin token, but it's a synthetic representation of it, whereas on Ineta BTC, it's going to be a wrapped version of it, which you'll be able to basically wrap and bring it to Cardano and then unwrap it and bring it back to the Bitcoin network if you choose to do so. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Fluid Tokens platform. And this is a place that has seen a unique account growth of 212 accounts, which equals to about 60% over the course of the last 5 days. Now, this team has been teasing a potential ISPO or an ICO, which I actually need to do a little bit more research on. But as I've got more information on it, again, I'll make sure to go ahead and share that here with you guys in the community. Coming in at number 5, we've got CSwap, number 6, Milka Meta, followed by Dead Pixels, Wing Riders, 8X Pro, and Optum Finance. That is going to do it for our first update here when it comes to general Cardano updates. The next thing I want to briefly take a second to highlight is going to be a recent Twitter space that was just held surrounding contingent staking. If you guys have somehow missed the entire debate surrounding contingent staking, I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and watch some of my previous videos. But this is basically a feature that has been proposed, not formally through a SIP yet, or a Cardano improvement proposal. However, Charles did bring it up, and actually I think about a year ago, and then he brought it up again very recently, given the circumstances that we saw with the Kraken and SEC settlement. But this basically is going to be a new feature that he's proposing to add to the ecosystem that would make it so that delegators and SPOs have to come to a mutual agreement before any delegation could take place. Now, as you guys could imagine, that did cause a lot of stir within the community, and Charles actually reached out to the community and asked if we could set up a Twitter space to basically talk about the process. That said, what I'm highlighting here is going to be the Twitter space that was held or hosted by Bullish Dumpling and Rick McCracken. I highly suggest you guys go ahead and follow both of those persons within the Cardano ecosystem. And it included Charles as well as other prominent members such as Pi from Sunday Swap. Now, they all did a really fantastic job of moderating and sharing their opinions without being rude or disruptive. And again, I do have a full dedicated video with timestamps highlighting the ins and outs of this particular conversation. That is it for that quick shout out. Next, I want to talk about Plutus Art, which is going to be a brand new marketplace giving a little bit of competition to JPEG.store. So as you guys can see here, and let me get myself out of the way, this is going to be a brand new NFT marketplace launched on Cardano. If I'm not mistaken, they just launched no more than a week ago, and we've seen some recent trading activity indicating that they are doing really, really good. That said, this is the front page here, which reads the future of NFT art is here, and they aim to be a highly curated platform for creating, collecting, and trading unique NFTs, and you can start exploring now. You can quickly go ahead and connect your wallet. As you guys can see, they do support all of the popular wallets right now on Cardano, which include the Nami wallet, the Eternal wallet, and the Flint wallet as well. And then we've also got the Jir wallet, Typhoon wallet, and the NuFi wallet. Now, if I jump back over on their page here, we can quickly see some of the top collections that are available for trading. Number one, we've got the Earth Node NFTs from the World Mobile Project. Number two, we've got none other than the Ape Society Project. Number three, we've got the recently minted Alley Cats. And then at number four, we've got the Ada Inmates collection, which I've been covering or at least mentioning as a part of my prior updates. That said, if I actually select a collection here, you're going to notice that we've got a nice banner there in the background. We can also see a brief description of the actual NFT that we're looking to purchase or browse. And then right above, we've got the name of the NFT collection, the total amount, and then the actual date that the collection was minted on. Now, right below this, and I want you guys to take a note here because I'm going to be comparing this to what we just saw with an update on the JPEG.store website. But we're going to see now at the bottom here the total amount of ADA traded, the floor price right now as it currently stands on the marketplace. We've also got the highest sale amount, the total assets minted, and the unique amount of owners. Right below that, we can see a nice list here of the actual NFTs that are available for grabs. And then on the left-hand side, they've got a simple filter right now for whether or not we can filter for NFTs that are currently up for sale. So if I scroll back up here, as you guys can see, I can quickly check this off to see what NFTs are actually listed on this marketplace directly. To the right of that, I've got the sales history. I don't think that there's been any apes yet sold on this marketplace. Again, it is brand new. However, you could find out or see all of your NFT sale history from this particular section. Now, what I wanted to do very quickly is just show you guys how this compares. So let me go back to this item view here. How this compares to what JPEG Store has recently done on their marketplace. So if I jump over to JPEG.store, you're going to notice we've got the same kind of banner here. We've got a nice little icon of the actual NFT followed by the name. Now, this particular collection does not have a description just yet, but if it did, let me actually just pull up the Ape Society just to have a one-on-one comparison here. You'll be able to see again that here we've got categories, so we can see that this is a DAO related NFT, a DeFi related NFT, and a utility NFT as well, followed by the description, the items, the owners, the floor price, the total amount listed, and the volume. Now, right below that, again, we've got a nice list of the NFTs up for sale. And again, this really just kind of gives me the same exact vibe that we're seeing on Plutus Art. Now, I don't know if that was done on purpose or not. But it is quite interesting that JPEG.store recently updated their layout to match what we now see on the other platform. Who did it first? I'm not here to, describe or talk about that. But I just wanted to note that they do look very similar to me. But let me know, have you guys heard of Plutus Art? Do you guys plan on using this platform? What do you guys think overall about this new and upcoming marketplace? That said, I just want to kind of give my 2 cents here. I do believe that this is really good for competition within the space. I know that very recently we did have a little bit of drama surrounding the JPEG.store marketplace in which a few members raised some concerns about their practices and the fact that there was not enough competition within the Cardano ecosystem. That said, we do have a new player in town, and it'll be interesting to see exactly how they fare compared to JPEG.store. Again, I wish both of these platforms the best of luck. Now, jumping back in here, the very last thing I want to mention is the fact that we did have a little bit of positive news surrounding the launch of Plutus Art, which reads here from their official Twitter. Listings on our smart contract have grown, a whopping 45% in the last 24 hours. Now, this was posted about 24 hours from the time that I'm shooting this video, so about a day ago. Now, it says that this recent increase in smart contract listings was spearheaded by huge action on the Hunks Art and the Ada Blobs collection. That is going to bring us to a close on that particular update. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is going to be a new opportunity to earn some tokens by providing liquidity to the top DEX right now on Cardano. As you guys can see here, if you're looking for an opportunity to earn some passive tokens while providing liquidity and understanding the risks that come with DeFi and impermanent loss, there's going to be a total of 4 new farms coming to the Minswap DEX on February 23rd at 9 a.m. UTC, which is in no more than 12 hours from the time that I'm shooting this video. Coming in with the first farm is going to be the FLAC token from the FLAC Finance platform. They're going to be a lending and borrowing platform as well, built on Cardano, contributing to the DeFi space. The second new farm is going to be for the Discoin token from the Silk Toad project. The third is going to be the AWU token from the Unbothered Wolves NFT collection. And then the fourth new pool, or new farm, I should say, is going to be for the Lobster token, which again is coming from the Lobster coin. That said, if you guys understand how impermanent loss works and how to provide liquidity, check this out. This is going to probably have some high APRs for some of the early contributors, but do understand that the APR is based on a yearly rate. And if I'm not mistaken, it does change, or it is updated quite frequently. So the APR rates that you see on day number 1 will not necessarily be the same rates that you see a week from that day. All right, moving back over. We are getting close to a close for today's video. We're going to be talking about Cornucopias next. As you guys know, this is one of my favorite metaverse projects to cover. And what I want to highlight here is going to be the fact that they now have a new COPI staking farm, which has gone live for all of their Binance Smart Chain token holders. So if you guys are not aware, the Cornucopias token is available on Cardano, as well as the Binance Smart Chain. If you want to convert your tokens from the BSC chain over to Cardano, you can do so using the chain port bridge, which I've got a fully dedicated video on as well, which I'll leave down in the description as always. Now, you don't necessarily have to move your tokens for now, but if you're looking to use your COPI tokens to purchase NFTs directly from the actual COPI NFT marketplace, then that would probably be a good idea. Now, they did bring a little bit of utility here to the BSC token holders with a new staking farm, which is going to be rewarding users with a total of 600,000 of the COPI tokens. On top of that, this is going to be available for 160 days with a minimum staking period of 100 days. So if I jump over here, this is the actual farm site. All you need to do is head over to tokensfarm.com/copy/staking/5. This is their 5th staking opportunity here. And it's actually quite interesting. When I first saw their staking on the Binance Smart Chain, I believe they had an APR of like 70 or 80%, right? So as more tokens are distributed and as the adoption of the COPI token grows, we are going to see a diminishing return here on their farming opportunities, but it is an opportunity to earn passive tokens nonetheless. So as it reads here, the current APY is going to be 2.45%. And then as I mentioned before, this program will be running for 160 days. And the last day to earn will be on August 1st of 2023. And there's going to be a 7-day cooldown period in terms of unlocking your assets that you've staked as a part of this farm. You can quickly go ahead and just click on this connect option here. If you're interested in doing so, then you can select whichever wallet that you have supporting the BSC tokens for the COPI token. All right, we are coming to a close for today's video. The last item I want to talk about as a part of today's Cardano Scoop update is the fact that the AXO Trade team has continued to add additional videos to their educational series highlighting all of the supported order types that will be available on this top tier DEX. If you guys have not heard of AXO Trade before, then make sure to check out my growing playlist on this project, but they're currently undergoing development with no official launch date on the mainnet. However, they have undergone their TGE or their token generation event. Now, in my last update covering this educational mini series, I highlighted the fact that they had released a video covering and explaining exactly what a market order is. If you're not familiar with what a market order is, this is basically going to be the simplest order type that allows for you to get in or out of a token at the current market rate. And the only downside to this type of order is the fact that you may not necessarily always get the best price, given again that you're hoping to just get out of your token as quickly as possible. Now, in the latest video that was released, they highlighted two different market orders, or two different types of orders, I should say. The first is going to be the limit order, which I'm going to play a video here in just a moment. And then the second is going to be the DCA strategy. So without taking up any more time, let me go ahead and just quickly share my screen here with you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and roll this video.
Limit orders allow you to buy or sell assets at a predefined price or better. Traders can use them to take advantage of fluctuating prices. But remember, a limit order can be partially filled and will only execute at the limit price or better.
There you go, pretty straightforward. And then we've got one more video here highlighting the DCA strategy, which is actually going to be one of my personal favorite strategies to use, as it gives you exposure to an average price instead of you trying to time the market top or the market bottom.
Dollar cost averaging allows you to buy or sell an asset at set intervals and amounts. This method can be a great way to enter or exit a position instead of trying to time the market. For example, you could use a simple DCA strategy to buy $100 worth of ADA every time you get paid.
That is going to wrap it up for today's update here on the Cardano Scoop, in which we've talked about the TVL growth on Cardano, the top traded tokens, and the unique account growth across the entire ecosystem. Following that, I briefly highlighted the contingent staking Twitter space that just took place, hosted by Bullish Dumpling and Rick McCracken, with guests such as Charles Hoskinson. And then after that, we talked about the Plutus Art Marketplace, which is going to be giving the JPEG.store a little bit of competition within the ecosystem. And then after that, we talked about Minswap, Cornucopias, and the AXO Trade educational series. If you guys found any of these videos to be helpful, I would really appreciate it if you guys could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions about any of the topics discussed as a part of today's video, then make sure to leave a comment down below. Having said that, I will see you guys in the next video.